We've got a banger to kick this segment off tonight, Steve. NFL player allegedly ran out on a prostitute without paying. Let me just say, we got footage.
The freaking hit and run, baby.
On today's video, we have Dave Toub talking about Nikko Remigio and his chances of making the 53-man roster. Plus, he talks about some fun play designs for Louis Rees-Zammit. Plus, we have an Eagles player caught on video fleeing a hotel after a hit and run that puts Rashee Rice to shame, baby. This is going to be a fun one. Let's talk about it.
We're all chiefed up, and we're back with another podcast for that ass. Make sure to hit that like button for us. Get this out to more Chiefs fans. And if you're a slap nut and you haven't subscribed yet, go do that right now. We're trying to get to 30K subs as quickly as possible. Mike, a lot of Chiefs Kingdom horned up about Nikko Remigio making the squad this year. What Dave Toub have to say?
This is what he had to say. Let's check it out.
Probably our number one kick returner right now. I'd put him in that category. So he's got a real good shot in my book, to make this team. Now he's doing everything he can as a wide receiver. He has to get in the depth there. He probably has to be a fifth or sixth receiver to be able to be on the 53. He's at least going to be on the practice squad. I guarantee that. And him and McCole are going to be battling out. You're exactly right. They're going to battle it out for that spot. So we'll see. It'll come down to the return game, and we'll see how they do on the offensive side too as well.
Steve, if Toub likes you, that's a good sign. He's saying Nikko Remigio right now is the number one kick returner. Now, this is a little scary for guys like Louis Rees-Zammit, who this is how he has to make the roster. But this is good news for Nikko and Nikko fans.
Absolutely. And the thing I caught, Mike, was that he said he's battling out for the sixth receiver spot with McCole Hardman. I tried to tell people McCole Hardman's not a lock on this roster, even though they re-signed him. There's a lot of good receivers and only so many spots. So we'll have to see how that plays out.
Well, it's looking like Justin Watson is a lock at the number 4, but this also battling for 5 and 6. He didn't mention Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore. So there is so many faces in that room. People's got to prove themselves, Steve, but it's good to hear about Nikko Remigio actually getting some chances. He then went on to say some stuff about Louis Rees-Zammit, and I know people really want to hear about that, so let's get into it.
He can pass the ball better underhanded than he can overhanded. So we have a play where he actually gets the ball as a returner, either fakes it or tosses it to the other returner, underhanded. So, because it's a quicker, more safe pass. So it's something, he's got a lot of tools. He can kick off, he can cover, he could be a cover guy too. I'm really excited about his prospects this year.
Louis Rees-Zammit, Steve, he's saying he can kick off, he can tackle, he can return, and they've got a couple plays for him where he's going to throw a little rugby style underhanded, possibly to Nikko Remigio. That sounds like fun, dude.
Mike, you got to love the creativity here. Louis Rees-Zammit's a fun player because you haven't seen anything like him before. And he's kind of like a little piece of clay you can mold into whatever you want. And right now, we need some excitement on the special teams, especially with the new rules. I think Louis Rees-Zammit's got a good shot at making this squad as a returner or something of that sort. It's really cool to hear Toub talk him up, man.
We've talked about these rules ad nauseum, and nobody understands them. They don't get them. It's crazy. It can be returned to the 20. It can go to the 25. It can go to the 30. It can go to the 40. Who knows what this is? But with these two guys in the backfield, and look, I already said it, Louis Rees-Zammit, if he wants to make this team, he had to do it through kick return responsibilities. And if Nikko is that clear-cut number 1 right now, there may be a little bit of a battle going on right there. And look, one of these guys may not be able to make the squad, but he said it. Dave Toub out of his mouth said that no worse will Nikko be practice squad.
Yeah, for sure. But you have to remember there can be 2 guys back deep on the kick return. So maybe Nikko's the guy that Louis Rees-Zammit could opt to pass to or run himself. Who knows? It'll be cool to see how Dave Toub schemes this whole thing up, man.
Hey ye, hey ye. It's time for Beyond the Kingdom.
Beyond the Kingdom,
hear
ladies and gentlemen.
Hear ye.
Hear ye.
Always have to interrupt
we've got a banger to kick this segment off tonight, Steve. NFL player allegedly ran out on a prostitute without paying. NFL player Terrell Lewis allegedly ran out on a prostitute without paying for her services. Cell phone video shows a naked woman chasing a man down a hotel hallway. It isn't clear who is recording the footage. Instagram model Mia Mercy, say that 5 times fast, model Mia Mercy, posted the video on her social media pages. Mia later identified the fleeing man as the Philadelphia Eagles linebacker, Steve. Let me just say, we got footage. Let's watch.
Oh my God.
The freaking hit and run, baby. What's he doing?
Dude, Rashee Rice's hit and run wasn't this bad, my boy. Hey, dude, that's a smash and dash if I ever seen one.
Mike, there's been a lot of problems with the Chiefs this offseason, but this one might take the cake. The Eagles might have won the contest. They got a guy out here getting prostitutes and not paying, dining and dashing, bro. Dude, I don't know what's going on.
I'll say this, man. In this economy, you got to save money somehow. Okay, you got to save it somehow. We actually obtained footage of him explaining this to the Eagles coaching staff. Let's watch that.
Let me 100. All right, I'm gonna get that to you. Slaughtered that hoe. Got up out there, bitch. Look, I'm running down the hotel hallway and buy. She putting her clothes on, trying to go get her money. I ain't got it, man.
I ain't got it, man. But you know what my favorite part of this is that she took to social media to out him and tagged Roger Goodell, tagged the Eagles, tagged his coaches, tagged everybody. She put this dude on blast, bro. That's hilarious.
This is the hit and run Rashee's been waiting for. It's going to take the heat off of him. Now Goodell ain't even worried about that anymore, man. So I cannot wait. Let's move on. That's too good. The Ravens. The Ravens revealed a new alternate purple rising helmet today, Steve. And I just want you to take a look at this.
Oh, my God.
Look, the face mask, the purple, okay, I'll give it to you.
This
the gold
logo,
purple.
though.
That logo looks like a freaking emu, baby.
The freaking Baltimore emus out here, the ostriches going after
like
it, bro.
Dude, I would put my head in the sand if I had to wear that stupid, ugly looking thing, too.
Man, that thing's hideous. It looks like a knockoff of like a Harry Potter logo, like a, what's it called, Gryffindor or something? I don't know. This is terrible.
5 points to Gryffindor. Hey, if Derrick Henry were smart, he wouldn't have went to this team. Could you imagine signing? Now you have to wear purple and put a stupid emu on your helmet?
You have to wear a purple emu outfit, bro.
And play with a running back at quarterback. Moving on, we got T. Higgins. They're saying that he's unlikely to sign a long-term extension, and even though he's back, it's probably just going to be for this 1 year, Steve. Dude, I went and added all this up. Every receiver on the Chiefs roster, 11 of them right now, because they haven't done any cuts, and Travis Kelce, their base salary for this year still comes in almost $500,000 short of the base salary they have to pay T. Higgins. Tell me who's getting ripped off.
It's absolutely insane. Then you got Jamar Chase, who's wanting big money. This guy's going to be looking to get like Justin Jefferson type money. There's no way they can pay all these guys. I think they're going to be lucky to have T. Higgins for this 1 year. I bet they're going to hope and pray that Joe Burrow can stay healthy for this 1 year so they can have a chance and maybe sniffing the Super Bowl, man, because it's not going to happen long term for them. They just got themselves in trouble.
I want to know if they have to pay Burrow's hospital bills, because if they do, they definitely don't have money to sign him long term. Moving on, we got the Commanders running back Austin Eckler said it's a misalignment with the new Chargers regime, and that's why he's gone. He says, I'm going to go somewhere else where Austin can be the best version of myself out there.
Absolutely.
Why does he refer to himself in third person, Steve? And then he goes on to say that
weird.
They wanted a running back that could tote the rock.
Absolutely.
And that ain't him.
He said he wanted one that they could give 300 attempts to throughout the season, and that's not his MO. And I get it. I know with Harbaugh, that's what he wants to do. He wants to get just hard-nosed football, ground and pound. Austin Eckler is not that guy. So it makes total sense that he got the hell out of Dodge. And I really hope for our sake that Jim Harbaugh really makes that team slow and boring and we can just beat the hell out of them.
Dude, he said he might put Justin Herbert out as defensive end.
I mean, why not?
I've read about that too. Like, what is he talking about? Moving on. They're a mess. Brandon Ayuk wants Amon-Ra St. Brown money in his next contract, but the 49ers aren't there yet, per Ian Rappaport, Steve. He released a video yesterday saying the 49ers didn't want him. What is going on with Brandon Ayuk?
Ayukin. This guy's out of his freaking mind, bro. I'm sorry, but Amon-Ra St. Brown got signed for way too much money. Let's just put that out there. I do like Amon-Ra St. Brown, but nobody's worth what they paid him. Brandon Ayuk is not getting that kind of money from anybody. It's not just the 49ers. If there's some team out there that wants to ruin their entire franchise, taking a shot on Brandon Ayuk, then good for them. They can suck into oblivion. It's got to be a garbage franchise like the Raiders or the Falcons or like somebody that's desperate.
Well, we talked about it could be the Steelers or the Jags. Look, Khan's not going to pay $55 million for mid Trevor Lawrence and then turn around and pay this guy Monroe St. Brown money. I don't see that happening. And then Mike Tomlin, you think they're going to pay him that much money for Russ Wilson to throw moon balls that gets picked every other week?
It's not happening. This guy's out of his mind. If someone pays him that much, I'll be really freaking surprised.
Same. Moving on. Steelers waived Denzel Mims per Mike Garafolo.
Yeah.
Garafolo. I'll say it right in a second. Steve, Denzel Mims, a lot of Chiefs Kingdom was horned up about getting Denzel Mims during the offseason. I want to say just this past year, the year before.
It was the Jets. I think it was a second-round pick for the Jets, actually. They ended up cutting him, and, of course, he went to Pittsburgh. But, yeah, there was some rumblings about KC taking a look at this guy. Of course, that's what Brett Veach does. Usually when there's a guy that was drafted pretty high in the draft, had a high ceiling and didn't just quite pan out, Brett Veach likes to take a stab on those guys, i.e. Kadarius Toney, DeAndre Baker. There's a laundry list of other guys that he's done this with. So I think that it could still be some sort of a target for the Chiefs, but not right now. I just don't think they're interested in add more wide receivers at the moment. We just talked about how Nikko Remigio is battling out with McCole Hardman for the 6th wide receiver spot on the roster. Why in the hell are they adding to it?
We don't need it. We don't want them. Stay somewhere else. Steve, Hard Knocks in season this year is going to feature the entire AFC North. What kind of footage are they going to get from the AFC North, Steve? Are they, I don't want any footage of those. Here's what I want to see. I want to see them reveal that emu logo to the Ravens and get a reaction.
See if the players get really bummed out.
I want to see how nice Joe Burrow's hospital room will be this year. I would love to see that. We can follow Whacker to the masseuse.
Yeah, you know what's funny? He had a shoulder injury, he's nursing, so he can't do it himself, so he might be back at it.
He might call up the Eagles linebacker, see where to get some action up in there, man.
Dude.
Who knows? I
kind of understand it. I kind of understand it to an extent. I think as far as divisions go, that might be the most competitive division in football right now. Possibly. It's definitely towards the top. So I kind of understand it from the Hard Knocks perspective, but I don't know if I'm that interested, to be honest.
Every team, I think, in that division has some kind of storyline they can follow with Russ, with just everything. You know, you got Whacker trying to come back. You've got Russ. You've got Joe Burrow trying to find one of his 47 multi-billion-dollar receivers out there.
That time's yours.
Time is yours. ACU crew, Chiefs Kingdom. What do we got today, Mike?
Let's just jump right on in here, baby. Ethan Bennington out here, the ACU crew member, says, great day when ACU uploads. Ethan, gas is expensive for the gas, right now. Baby. And he's supplying it. Thank you for the gas, brother. BPhrase9658 says, you boys are in rare form today, LOL. Steve, this was coming off the Isaiah Bugs video. A lot of people didn't like that you called Isaiah Bugs big-breasted bugs.
I called him big titty bugs. It was a joke, man. Get over it. He's a defensive lineman. Now, they all have big titties.
Dude, we played football. We all had big titties.
Yeah, I mean, this is how it goes. And if we were in rare form in that video, I hate to see what he says about today.
100%. Richie King says, Top Gun, high-flying, Lamborghini, record-setting offense is coming this year.
Let's go.
Steve, we're talking about Hollywood Brown. We're talking about Kelsey coming back this year.
Xavier Worthy.
Fully healed up from that ankle. Yes, Xavier Worthy. You've got Rashee Rice, possibly going to play some games.
We'll see.
Who knows? But it's going to be a fun one to watch, man. Are you excited? What do you think Mahomes is going to do when it comes to stats this year? Are you going 5,000 yards passing?
Look, man, the offense was stagnant last year. We know it. You know it. They know it. Everybody knows it. It was boring. Andy knows it. Andy's been telling them all passing camp, OTAs, that he likes to call passing camp, push the ball down the field. Mahomes said it himself. Andy's been ribbing him when he doesn't, when he's checking down.
Right.
They want to get this offense back to a high-powered, strike-fast offense, and I think that's what they're going to do. They got the weapons to do it, man. If you're in Chiefs Kingdom and you see why Andy's kind of cooking right now, you got to be a little horned.
He's cooking. He's looking like Gordon Ramsay. He's looking like I don't even know another one. But he's cooking it. He's like we need to invite the Cooking Network to do a Hard Knock series for the Chiefs because we're out there going to crush it this year, Steve. And by the way, camp's coming up pretty soon, so that's fun. Rob Miller says, Bugs has to go. It's long overdue. This is a joke to keep him on the roster. Steve, I'm with Rob. A
Yeah.
lot of people are with Rob. What is going on? Why is this guy not just done?
I don't understand it. I get it from the perspective of like, these are allegations. Maybe we should, wait for the due process, make sure everything, pans out. If he's innocent, then it would be wrong to cut him. Well, here's the problem, Mike. We've already had a ton of bad press this offseason coming from players, like high caliber players like Rashee Rice, that we have to handle. These are the things that we can put that energy into. We don't need to be putting that energy and getting all that smoke from everywhere around the league talking about how the Chiefs are a bunch of convicts because of a freaking practice squad player that's never even suited up for this team in any way. What he's done, he's came in here, he got a free Super Bowl ring for doing absolutely nothing, and now he's out there starving dogs and dragging women downstairs, allegedly.
Right.
But, I mean, it's just too much. Why are we talking about it still?
Rice is 1 year removed from college. Bugs is almost 30 years old. There's a big difference there in what you know and what you don't know and some growing up to do. Bugs should have already been there. Bugs is in a position where he should be a leader in the locker room, not somebody breaking into his ex's house at 5 a.m., allegedly, with a crowbar or a tire iron, allegedly, dragging her down the stairs, allegedly. This is getting ridiculous. And it's all because apparently his hookah lounge is not liked in Tuscaloosa. This sounds like a complete sham.
Like a bunch of horse shit.
Yep. Let's move on. Ill B Sanity says, oh shit, y'all are almost there. 30,000. Let's freaking go, ACU crew.
Let's go,
showing
baby.
the guns. We're almost at 30,000, Steve. What do you think about it?
I think that we're close, and I think that if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, that you need to do that and help your boys out, baby, because we got to keep growing this thing.
We do. So on that note, hope y'all had fun today. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, click that little dinger bell, and we'll catch you next time. Go Chiefs.